Sanbonan, welcome to yet another episode of Ringange Disk Kamala Muscaloga Dlamini. And I am your host. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to everyone who's been following, subscribing, liking, and sharing. Siyabonga kakhulu. We truly and fully and humbly appreciate the support ya wonke umuntu. Thank you so much. Yeah, man, yet another exciting weekend of football. Yet another win for Orlando Pirates. It's another win convincingly for the Sundowns in the Cup games, and yet another one in the league as well. So right now, it's a two-horse race between the Sundowns and the Orlando Pirates for the league, and yeah, it's also semi-finals for the Carling Cup, right? But yeah, so Kulumange Carling Cup another time or closer to Ilokozan. And now I want to talk about the previous game that happened against Mamelodi Sundowns and the Kaizer Chiefs, right? So Kaizer Chiefs played in Mamelodi Sundowns, and I left that stadium, number one, unhappy, very, very unhappy. Number two, ashamed, embarrassed. Yeah, man, to call myself a football fan, right? I'm not gonna talk much about the game itself. What I wanted to say about the game, and it's something I said in one of the platforms that we have, and we talk about Ipola, is we played against Sundowns like Zlala Nentanga Zethu, right? I mentioned ukuthi Kaizer Chiefs is still in the workshop. There is a project that's being built, and me as a fan, I'm gonna be patient with that project, right? But even if Uputi Miayazi is coming here to build you a wall or to fix anything in your house, you don't just say, Puti Miayazi is fixing and I'm just gonna, be quiet and not say anything. So in the process of the build, in the process of the project that's happening, of course we're still gonna be critical, right? That's what we do as fans, you know what I mean? Because in the building, good things are happening, right? In the project that's going on, good things and positive things are happening, and we can see those things. And we acknowledge those things, and those things are positives, and we can see that should they continue, they'll get the club into a good space, right? They'll get the players playing good football and maybe get us into winning things, right? So again, I say in that process, it's not like we don't see the little nyana things that we think, you know what, Puti Miayazi la ufakanga kahle isimende la ivateri pass yakhe ayihlelanga kahle. You get what I'm trying to say? So in the game against Mamelodi Sundowns, the one thing I picked up, or out of many, I think everyone has something they looked at, something they've seen, and something they maybe want to talk about. But Mamelodi Sundowns is a big team, right? Mamelodi Sundowns has dominated South African football for quite some time. Mamelodi Sundowns they are champions of Africa. They won the African League, right? So when they come to your place and to your home game, and they come to play you in a cup game, this is not a we'll take a point type of situation. This is a do or die game. You know what I mean? It's the last 8. It's a huge game, packed stadium. Your fans have come out to support you. You go in there and you give Mamelodi Sundowns the respect they deserve. Right? When we used to grow up, there was this thing that says, I don't fear you, but I respect you. Or I'm not afraid of you, but I have respect for you. Right? Me respecting you doesn't necessarily mean I have fear, or, I'm frightened of you or afraid of you. It doesn't mean that. It just means I respect you because, of what you've achieved and the things you are capable of doing. And I think that's where a problem it was with that game, right? We did not give Mamelodi Sundowns the respect that they've earned, right? If you go pound for pound, you go player for player, you go experience for experience, you go game-winning mentality, we did not possess as much as Mamelodi Sundowns does. We don't possess as much as they do, right? We are way, way at the back when it compares to what Mamelodi Sundowns has achieved in the past decade, right? So we needed to get into that game and show that, right? But we came in there and we were arrogant in a certain way. We wanted to compete as we should have, right? I understand that part, as we should have. But yeah, man, just give them the respect they deserve. And in that sense, I'm saying The result itself was expected and was anticipated, and I accepted it, right? The goals, just a little bit too many for me. Two would have been fine. Like Anga's Sundowns, why went to four. Two would have been fine. You know what I mean? But joking aside, I think if we had gone into that game, held our lines for the first half, the first 20 minutes of the half, and gain confidence as we go into the game, get the Sundowns, frustrate them, all of those little things. You know what I mean? Remember there was a game, I think it was Jose played against Klopp, right? Liverpool game. And Klopp really came to Liverpool as top coach, and he just elevated that team. Jose is a championship winning coach. He's he's one of the best coaches out there. But in that game, when they played, I remember he knew what he had. He knew what he needed to do. And he would just, that game would frustrate Liverpool with the little things, slowing down the games, taking your time to take throw-ins, all of those little things, just to make sure Guti, you destabilize their game, you shake them up a little bit, and they don't get into a certain rhythm. And when I saw Sundowns getting 3 or 4 corner kicks in the first 5 minutes, I knew we were in trouble. I just knew we were in trouble because they were coming at the Kaizer Chiefs, and Kaizer Chiefs couldn't handle that in a sense that says, "Sizon Pazamisa, you are not gonna play your game." And that is a push there, that is a, delaying play, that is a slowing down things, all of those type of things, so that they don't get into their own game. But these are lessons, man. These are things you learn. These are things you learn as a player. These are things you learn as a coach that just comes into the league or is new to the league. And yeah, I'm hopeful Uguti, everyone in that team, everyone in that squad, everyone in that club, everyone in that management is learning, right? Because excitement is not going to get us anywhere. We're excited about what we're seeing and thinking that what we're seeing is the true reflection of the reality of things. It's not going to get us anywhere. Build, we understand that. Build that. And we are going to be excited when we see the glimpse of the things that you are building, right? But the reality of it is, Guti, the glimpse that we're seeing are bricks, bit by bit bricks, right? That should make up this huge thing to come to a beautiful thing, but it's going to take time. And I think that's the excitement we just need to tone down as fans. Hard, very hard as Kaizer Chiefs fans, because we are emotional in our approach to following this club. We are emotional in the results that come with this club. We are emotional invested in Jegule Club. It's why someone walked, I don't know how many kilometers, going back home. For what reason, I don't know. But anyway, he's famous, good on him, but I would never do that. Sorry, I would never do that. But anyway, now, outside of the game itself, outside of the football that we've seen or we saw, outside of the masterclass that Sundowns gave us, I want to talk about fans, right? I want to talk about my fellow Kaizer Chiefs fans, right? When I said I left that stadium ashamed, I left that stadium disgusted, I left that stadium embarrassed, sad, just all the emotions that were negative, right? And I got home and I was thinking about it, and I thought to myself, listen, here's the thing, right? Number one, you do not do that. You do not invade a soccer field when a game is on, right? That's something that's done good cricket for clicks, for likes, for whatever. People streak a game of cricket because, you know what I mean, there's nothing else they can do. It's a test match and it's really that boring at certain points. No shade to cricket. But you don't do that. That's number one, right? That was what I saw there was very childish of the fans, was very, just immature of those fans to do that, right? Funny at the time, trust me, funny when you see it live, very, very funny to see an old man try to evade other old men who are unfit, bane hypertension, baphethwe amadolo, bayagijimisana. Funny thing to see, but embarrassing in a bigger picture or in a bigger sense of things, right? Now, I wanna leave that negative or leave that aside, right? And talk about what is it that as fans we are there to do as stadium, right? Couple of things. Number one, I don't think Chiefs fans know how to motivate their players when their players are losing. I think Chiefs fans will sing when we're happy, but as soon as another team scores, you are on your own. I saw this when we were playing SuperSport Pulukwan and SuperSport scored. And we went dead silent. Saw it when we were playing Makesi and Makesi scored. We went dead silent. The only time Chiefs fans were coming back was when Umtutuzi scored the first goal and the second goal and equalized in the Makesi game. And they came back, right? Now, the FNP was full on Saturday, right? A full FNP is probably like 80,000 plus, right? In that stadium, I would say a good 70% was Kaizer Chiefs fans, right? Yeah, let's put it at 70%, right? And how, if you know Calabash, how it sits, right? We were sort of cornering my fans of Sundowns. They were sitting on the other side, right? On the far side, on the Safa house side. Now, how do Mamelodi Sundowns fans firstly outsing Kaizer Chiefs fans? How is that something that should happen? How is that something that happens that you should be outvoiced by visiting fans? In your home game, in your home, in your house. FNP is not a stadium that Kaizer Chiefs plays only when they play big teams. Like Mamelodi Sundowns will take us to a certain stadium because we can't go to masterpieces or we can't, you know what I mean? So they will take us to, no, it's not that. FNP is our home game. It's our stadium. How are we to be outsang by visiting fans? And this is not the first time I see this happening. Right? Even in the league game, they did that. I've seen even when we play smaller teams and the stadium is not that packed and the smaller teams score and whatever. I've seen it. I think we're playing Maritzburg. I think I've seen it when we're playing SuperSport, even Royal AM. I've seen it, right? So if that team scores against us, they will outsing us. And I'm talking about less than 2,000 people. How is that happening? How does that happen? How is it that when another team scores against Kaizer Chiefs supporters, we don't have a song, we don't have a vibe that brings back our players? If I'm wrong, tell me. If what I'm saying is not the reality of what happens at the stadium, tell me. The only time you'll see Kaizer Chiefs fans get excited is when the camera is on their faces. If Kaizer Chiefs is losing, is when the camera is on their faces. That's when they were outsang by Sundowns fans. Shout out to Sundowns fans. They came out and they were out singing Kaizer Chiefs fans at 1-0. They were out singing Kaizer Chiefs fans before the game started. The only time we could drown them is by booing their players when they came out to warm up. That's the only time I could hear us drowning Sundowns fans. How does that happen? Second thing, FNP, right? Let me give you this example, right? The Orlando Stadium, as it sits, the players will come out of the tunnel. On top of the tunnel, whatever that thing is, it's split, right? I think Kamasuti futhi Orlando Stadium, but it's split because it's split by the tunnel. So FNP is also like that. But the Orlando Pirates fans don't sit on top of the tunnel or next to the tunnel, right? The ones that are exciting and excited and bring the vibe to the game, they sit on the far side. So that means the players walk out and they see their fans on the far side singing, Bashai Scoop, jumping up and down, not upside down. All of that. They see that excitement as they come out of the stadium. Kaizer Chiefs fans, as the players are coming out, the fans are behind the players. The Chiefs fans, when they go out of their tunnel, they go out to the what you call this, to the away team. When they come out of the tunnel, they come out and they're looking at the away team. So when Kaizer Chiefs players came out of the tunnel, as much as they know that and they can hear that the crowd here is our crowd, but they're looking at the Sundowns fans as they're coming out. As they walk into the center, they look at those fans. The only time they would look at their fans is when they're doing the pictures and they're shaking hands with other teams, because then they are facing those things. So they're facing those stands, right? Why do Kaizer Chiefs fans sit like that? Now, FNP is even worse, right? Because what they've done is that they barricade or they close off a few seats on top of the tunnel, because angithi nina ngigibela tunnel bese natheka abo Steve Compel. So they've closed that section. So that means there's a half of the crowd sitting this side, there's another half of the crowd sitting this side. This half of the song is singing Do Re Mi Fa So. This side of the tunnel is singing something totally different. But they're supporting one team. There's no synchronization in your support. Sundowns fans, you come out there, they're singing same song. Pirates fans, you come out of Orlando Stadium, they're singing same song. Of course, Orlando Stadium, there will be other sort of branches and, smaller nyana cohorts of fans sitting at the one corner and the other one sitting at the one corner. But the fun corner, the exciting corner is that side. The corner that influences and makes the whole stadium sing one tune is the one that the players come out to when they come out of the tunnel, right? Now, what then happens again is that because Orlando Pirates, I'm making the example, they're sitting in that stretch, right? Everyone who wants to be in the singing mood wants to be in that stretch, that one side of the field, that one stand, right? And therefore they sit that side. That means the guys in the middle, once they start a song, everyone gets to sing. Now, Kaizer Chiefs fans, because we sit separated by the tunnel, and then others sit far behind the poles, because FNP has those, I don't know what they call them, drainage, whatever, but also like tunnels that separate the stands. Again, you have another group behind the goalkeeper poles singing their own song. Again, the side, same thing, singing their own song. The only time you see or hear the entire stadium singing a similar song is Mbobo Vulega. And if you go to the stadium, you know that we only sing Mbobo Vulega when it's a corner kick or a free kick or whatever. So throughout the game, everyone is just doing their own things. Which then means as a unit of, say 50,000. Let's just put it at that. As a unit of 50,000. You are not united. I'm seeing Mbombe, A1, that is there to encourage and support your players. So there's a lot of that disorganization that I've seen. And I've noticed it, whether Igcwele FNP, whether Igcwelang FNP. I know now it's culture of where they sit, right? They're not gonna go and sit on the one side. They're not gonna do that. And it's even worse when the FNP is not full. So if you're playing the smaller teams and they just bring 20 fans, Quantum A1, and they sit on the other side, and Ninangapa ni 5,000, right? It's even worse because the cameras, when they're looking, it looks like Agnaba in the stadium. It looks like Chiefs has no supporters. I've seen this. Tell me if I'm wrong. That's the number two thing that I was like, this is not how it should be like. It's not how it should be like. Kaizer Chiefs fans, think about it, go to your branches, discuss, and think about it. Think about it. It's fine. You guys, when you come out of the stadium, we are singing because in Pumanama group from the top tiers and all of that in Pumanama group, and you're singing, and it's nice, right? But if you see the Sundowns fans leave the stadium, if you see the Orlando Pirates fans leave the stadium, it's a beautiful sight to see. Beautiful sight to see. But anyway, it is what it is, right? I guess it is what it is. It's how it's been for years. I just see it as it is, man. I just see what we're not the team to motivate our thing, our club when it's losing, our players when they're losing. We say things like, we go on social media and say things like, when the fans, also when the players, after a loss, they must come to us and clap hands and show, you know what I mean, that we're there to support them. But were you supporting them when that goal went in? Were you giving them that energy? Those players need energy from us as much as we get the energy from them, or we expect the energy from them as well. But nonetheless, again, I say it is what it is, and it's been like that for quite some time. I hope we can do things differently when we go to the stadium. Right? We can do things differently. There's another thing I wanted to touch on, right? And I know this one again, it's one of those things, right? You know that thing that says, grant me the ability to accept the things I cannot change. So when the games come out, or when the games are to be played, or whatever, the league, or the, I don't know who, but the league will go into whatever JOC Lukozana that takes care of whatever committee takes care of events in that city. They will go there and they'll get permits and they'll get the necessary things and all that. And if you've ever hosted an event like some of us have, even though we didn't go the joke way, but we know these things, right? You know that there would be SAPS, JMPD, there would be, what you call this, EMS, all of those things need to be there, right? Now, I understand that, right? And it showed on the game that was playing that day, we need security, we need all of those things. But I am uneasy with the number of police people that get to go to our stadiums. I am very uneasy with that fact. Now, out of 50,000 people, 90,000 people, 80,000 people, of course there's criminal elements. Of course there is. We've been robbed a stadium, we know it. Of course there's criminal element, right? If you guys remember, in 2010, Amaperete were working the stadium. I know that. I was the FNP. There was a lot of them there. I understand that, right? But it makes me uneasy in a sense that says, we are there to watch football. We are not there. A huge number of us are not there to commit crime. Your presence there, for me, makes me very uneasy. It makes me very uneasy. Number one, I am not even sure if you are trained in, what to call this thing, mob or crowd thing handling or anything like that. I'm not sure how trained you are in that scenario. If, forbid, everyone was to storm that field, what are you going to do? I've seen Orlando Stadium, when we go to the Orlando Stadium, Mama Chita told Mapi just before the game. I'm not sure if they were recruited by the security company before or what, but you could see Bamela Nini and they're getting peeps. You can see the Montulona is not trained in crowd management. They're not trained in crowd management. We saw this happen at PE when I'll tell you this, when the Bafana game was playing, people were invading the crowd. I'm a security corner. They had to go get more security. The same thing was happening. People were invading the ground, invading the pitch. The crowd was coming into the pitch, FNP Stadium. Now SAPS comes out. I was very uneasy. Right? I understand they need to be there, but the number of them that are there makes me very uneasy. It makes me very uneasy. I was more comfortable with the guys. I think there was a group of security wearing like, I think it's blue and black, right? I don't know what company it was or what company it is, or if they're security or whatever, but I was more at ease with those guys. I was more at ease with the guys who wear the peeps. I was more at ease with that. I understand when the crowd storms the pitch, they are not trained or they are not able, they might not be able to handle that. But even Nalo or Petit Spam might not be able to do that. Might not be. You'll shoot someone. You'll shoot someone. Yeah, I was not at ease with that. It just makes me wonder. Ukuthi, are they there for our safety? Like, you know what I mean? And I understand safety and security, they need to be there. Save and protect, they need to be there. They need to be there. But go look at TikTok, go look at the number of fights that happen in the thingy, in the stands. Go see the number of fights that happen in the stands and the police are there. Go next time when you go to the stadium, go ask how many people have lost their phones from being pickpocketed, from being robbed, from all of those things, and yet the police are there. I was just a bit uneasy. But yeah, anyway, guys, as I said, this was not going to be one of those exciting episodes, but yeah, I'll give you guys the answer to the quiz. I know I owe you guys the answer to the quiz. My question was, what year did we move from the 18 teams in the league to the 16 teams in the league? But yeah, we did move. I think what I'll do for you guys, or what I'll do is I'll just, go have an episode where we do the history of the PSL, just give you guys who have been the winners of this league, where are they now? Like, where's George Komantarakis? Where did Manning Rangers end up? Manning Rangers was the first team to win the PSL as it sits in this era. So we'll look at those things, you know what I mean? We'll look at the people who've dominated these leagues in terms of goals and all that. We'll just do an episode for us to look at that. But that's an episode, that's a future episode, just to give you guys a glimpse. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate. It was a bit of a low energy episode. Yeah, I just wanted to get the things I wanted to get out there. And yeah, we'll talk, man. We'll have these conversations. Some will be exciting, some will not be as exciting. But yeah, it's another great week of football coming up. It's very confusing as I wrap this up, because I think, Sundowns and the Orlando Pirates and the Stellies are playing teams that they've already played, so they're playing like second round games already. And that's why you saw Sundowns play Ipulukwane after like a couple of weeks, or even within a week, play game 1 and game 2. And then I think as well as the Pirates played Richards Bay game 1 and they'd already played game 2. And this all has to do with CAF and the Champions League calendars, and they're trying to, because what normally would happen is that the teams that play, or Sundowns, because they were the only ones who go deep in the tournament, is that they will go in and they will get there, and what will happen is they will be left behind. They will have games in hand. We've seen it. Sundowns will have like 5 games in hand. So apparently now, just to make sure that doesn't happen, the PSL has looked at the calendar for ECAF, and they've seen which games are going to clash, and they just try to bring those games closer so that those games play, and then those teams don't really have to have games in hand. Good strategy, but I'm just not sure as to why you now, bring round 1 and round 2 within 15 games. I just don't understand that logic, but it is what it is. Again, grant me the, strength to know the things I cannot change. But yeah, that's what it is, guys. Again, I will say thank you so much. Again, I will say please subscribe, please like, please share. Please find me on TikTok. Please find me on Facebook. Both is Ringange Diski. And yeah, here on YouTube as well, Ringange Diski. Just like and subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. Have yourselves a great weekend, great week ahead. We'll see you on the next episode.